What if the biggest thing standing between you and financial success isn't the economy, your job, your education, or even your luck, but the way you see yourself? What if your bank balance is quietly reflecting your self-belief? Tonight, we're diving into a powerful question. Does your self-worth secretly control your net worth? There's a silent belief system running in the background of your life. You don't see it, but it influences the jobs you apply for, the prices you charge, the risks you take, the opportunities you accept, and even the people you surround yourself with. That belief system is your self-worth. And whether you realize it or not, it acts like an invisible financial thermostat. It sets a limit on how much success, money, and abundance you think you deserve. Self-worth is not confidence. Confidence is about skills. Self-worth is about value. Confidence says, I can do this. Self-worth says, I deserve this. And many people are confident enough to do more, but deep down, they don't believe they deserve more. So when money comes, they unconsciously push it away. They undercharge. They avoid promotions. They stay in toxic environments. They sabotage growth. Not because they lack talent, but because they lack belief in their own value. Look at high performers who constantly burn out. They work harder than anyone, yet they never feel satisfied. Why? Because they are chasing validation, not wealth. Their self-worth is tied to achievement, so no amount of money ever feels enough. On the other side, there are talented individuals who never even try. They tell themselves, people like me don't become rich. I'm not from that background. I'm not smart enough. These beliefs become financial ceilings. Your net worth often grows in proportion to your internal standards. If you believe you are worth $1,000 a month, you'll settle for it. If you believe you are worth $10,000 a month, you'll behave differently. You'll negotiate differently. You'll invest in yourself differently. You'll say no more often. The external world responds to internal identity. Psychologists have long studied something called the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you expect a certain outcome, your behavior shifts in subtle ways that make that outcome more likely. If you expect rejection, you hesitate. If you expect success, you prepare. If you believe you are valuable, you carry yourself differently. People sense it. Opportunities open differently. Your pricing changes. Your posture changes. Even your tone changes. Money is deeply emotional. Most financial decisions are not logical. They are psychological. People overspend because they want to feel important. They under-earn because they fear responsibility. They avoid investing because they fear failure. Behind almost every financial behavior, there is a self-worth story, and most of these stories were written in childhood. Think about the messages you heard growing up. Money is hard to earn. Rich people are greedy. Stay in your limits. Don't dream too big. These sentences may seem small, but they shape your financial identity. If somewhere deep inside you believe that wealth is bad or that success makes you arrogant, you will never allow yourself to grow beyond a certain point. There's also the danger of low self-worth disguised as humility. Many people think staying small makes them good. They think charging less makes them kind. They think avoiding ambition makes them pure. But in reality, shrinking yourself does not serve anyone. When you increase your value, you increase your ability to create value. Wealth amplifies impact. Look at entrepreneurs who transformed their lives. Before their income changed, their identity changed. They stopped seeing themselves as employees and started seeing themselves as creators. They stopped asking for permission and started making decisions. Their external life followed their internal shift. Self-worth also affects how you handle failure. If your self-worth is low, one mistake feels like proof that you are not enough. You quit. If your self-worth is strong, failure feels like feedback. You adjust. The difference between those two responses can mean the difference between financial struggle and long-term wealth. And here's the uncomfortable truth. People rarely earn more than they believe they deserve. Even lottery winners often lose their money. Not because they are stupid, but because their financial identity never changed. If your internal thermostat is set to struggle, you will find a way back to struggle. But the opposite is also true. When you genuinely raise your self-worth, your standards rise. You stop tolerating underpayment. You stop working for free validation. You stop chasing people who don't respect you. You stop accepting environments that drain you. That shift alone can multiply your income. Raising self-worth does not mean arrogance. It means recognizing your inherent value. It means understanding that your skills can improve, your income can grow, and your current situation is not your final identity. It means separating who you are from what you currently earn. The market rewards perceived value, and perceived value begins with self-perception. If you see yourself as replaceable, you act replaceable. If you see yourself as unique, you invest in becoming unique. You develop skills. You build networks. You take strategic risks. You think long-term. There is also a powerful link between self-worth and delayed gratification. People with strong self-worth are more willing to invest in their future because they believe their future is worth investing in. They save. They build assets. They learn new skills. They think in decades, not days. Your environment mirrors your identity. When your self-worth increases, your circle changes. Conversations change. Goals change. You become uncomfortable with mediocrity. And slowly, your net worth begins to reflect your new internal standard. But this transformation is not loud. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens in small decisions. Saying no when you want to say yes. Charging properly even when you're scared. Applying for opportunities you once avoided. Investing in knowledge instead of comfort. The real shift happens when you stop asking, how can I make more money? And start asking, who do I need to become to earn more? Because income is a byproduct of identity. Wealth is a reflection of value created. And value created is directly tied to how much value you believe you hold. If you constantly doubt yourself, you shrink your actions. If you believe you are capable and deserving, you expand them. And expansion creates opportunity. The world does not decide your value, you do. And once you decide it, the world adjusts. So here's the question you need to sit with tonight. Is your bank balance truly limited by the economy or by your identity? If you raised your self-worth starting today, if you believed you deserved more, demanded more, and prepared for more, how different would your financial future look 5 years from now? Maybe the real investment you've been avoiding isn't stocks, business, or crypto. Maybe it's believing you are worth more than you've allowed yourself to earn. Because in the end, your net worth rarely rises above your self-worth. And the moment you change one, the other begins to follow.